Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special episode, Ringside Beer Show, episode 54. The fellas are here.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Ringside Beer Show. Welcome to a special episode of the Ringside Beer, the Halloween episode.
Yes, sir.
Happy
Halloween.
Happy Halloween, guys. Dude, all right, so tell the fans what you are, man.
I am the steampunk death doctor. History about the mask. I know you were asking about it before we started the podcast. The death doctors were people in when the plague was going around back in the old days. Sorry, the nose hits the thing. Hold on.
It's okay.
There you go. Okay, so the death doctor were people that would wear these masks. When people would get the plague, they would send them to an island called Poveglia, and they would put like a filter inside of the beak, so they wouldn't breathe the same air that the people were getting sick from.
Nice.
So
nice.
that's
I love
what
it,
I am.
man. I love it. You came out all
Costume of the
spiffed out.
year.
Costume
Hell
of the year, my dude.
Yeah, thank you.
I am as Edward Scissor one hand because I got to control the iPad for the TV. And your boy Smooth is the Joker.
The Joker.
The Joker, man.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, he was probably drinking some Ringside Beer.
Yes, sir. Smashed a can and ripped the side of my
That's a
lip
good one.
off.
There we
That's a
go,
good
man. All right, lead them away where we can get the fans some Ringside Beer.
Check it out, guys. You can get some Ringside Beer. Ringside Beer is now available at these locations: McGrath's Irish Ale House in Bradenton, Florida; Evie's Tavern in Sarasota, Florida. 3 locations, food and beer, Sarasota, Florida, as well as Bradenton. And you can order online at Total Wine and get it shipped to your door. Ringside Beer is now available in these locations.
Dang, that was smooth, almost like Jay Smooth over here.
Almost.
You know?
Before we start, I have a ghost story to tell.
You want to tell a little ghost story?
Yeah.
This is the Halloween episode.
It was, yeah, it is.
Is this the one you told me right before the podcast?
Yeah, it's about
Okay.
you. It's about you.
Apparently, he was dreaming about me or something. Go ahead.
No, it was so.
Okay.
It was when we were all working at El Pollo Loco. Me, you, Kelly, and Pablo. There was this house somewhere in Redlands that was like.
Oh, you're
orange
talking about
groves.
the Ukaipa house?
No, it was in Redlands.
Oh, okay.
It was in Redlands. It was in the middle of nowhere in Redlands, but it was surrounded by orange groves. And apparently it was a haunted house. So we drove one day after work. We drove there. And you see the house. Alex didn't want to get out because he was a scared little hoo-ha.
I got my
And,
I got scissors.
And
right. I know.
he did not want to get out. So we were just sitting in my car looking at this house. And I literally scared the pants off Alex. It was like this biggest scream I've ever heard in my life.
That never happened, guys.
Yes, it did.
That never happened.
Yes, it did. You were sitting in the passenger side, and I was like, "Oh my God, there's a ghost!" You're like, "Oh, run, drive!" That
Dude,
was you.
You know what? You're getting the story
No,
confused.
it was not
You're
confused.
so he's getting his story confused because you know the family in Ukaipa, the people the Watchers they're called.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
Okay, so me, you, and a bunch of other friends went to this.
I
Me and
didn't
you
go
were
with
at
you.
the trunk. Yes, it
It
was.
must have
bro.
been some other Hector you're cheating on me with.
No.
It wasn't me. It was not me, my
Dude,
friend.
we were in the backseat of a Scion box, and we had rolled down the windows, and we had drove by this house, and it's called the Watchers because the family, I guess, never sleeps or whatever.
Yeah.
So they have a bush blocking like their home, the front of the house. And as we're creeping up, nothing happens. I don't know why the friends were like, "Oh yeah, let's go again." I'm in the back with the window down, like, nothing's gonna happen. Dude pops out of the bushes. I'm like, "Drive, bitch, drive!" And, get out of here, dude. I was screaming on that one. I was like, he had came this close to me, and the window was down, bro. I was like, "No protection, hit the gas, bro." Dude, I thought that story was what you were talking
Yeah,
about,
no,
but
that was a different story.
oh man,
Great
any
times.
Halloween stories for you, bro?
I mean, I have seen a ghost, but I don't know if we really want to get into that one.
let's
bro.
go.
Oh,
Let's
dude,
do it.
what?
Let's do it.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So I was probably 12 years old when this happened. At my uncle's house, they always told us, like, our side of the family, that they always would see this lady or hear this ghost, right? And they would actually interact with it, which was freaking weird. But I never really believed it. I'm just like, they're tripping.
Yeah.
Well, one night I stayed over with my cousin, and it was about 12 o'clock at night, and we go in the kitchen to get some water. So here's his bedroom, hallway, kitchen. So we cross the hallway, get to the kitchen. I look up and down, I don't see nothing. Get some water, come back. I just feel the urge to look to the right. So I look down the hallway, boom, see this lady figure in a dress, long hair. And I just remember my cousin yelling, "Get out of my house!" and she yelled, "Get out of my house!" And I ran I ran into the room, ran under the bed, slid like a baseball slide, and I urinated my pants.
Dude, what?
I called my dad. He said, "I'm not picking you up. I'll pick you up tomorrow."
You're like, damn, what? Dude,
I stayed up all night long.
Bro, I would not sleep whatsoever if I saw a ghost. I'm like, dude, I am going and sleeping in my car somewhere else.
Just the
F this
I'm
house.
sleeping outside.
And as the years go by, like, you know, you really like reflect back in that story, and I'm just thinking like, damn, man, like I'm so glad I experienced that as a kid, because I don't want to experience that as an adult. I'm gonna have a cardiac arrest. I'm gonna, have a freaking heart attack.
Man.
Oh my God, dude. That's actually a great story, man. I'm glad you shared with it. Let's get into some current events, man. Let's get into some MMA and boxing current events.
Let's go.
So the first one, Joanna Jedrzejczyk is removed from the UFC ranking.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. So here's the tweet from Mike. Was it Boha? Bo, my bad.
Mike Bond. I would say Mike Bond.
Mike Bond. Joanna Jedrzejczyk removal from the UFC rankings is due to inactivity, I'm told. She's still on the roster and will be reinserted when she returns to competition, likely around March 2022.
Well, she would have to win said fight in order to be reinstated, because she's now removed.
She's like she's still in the top 5, top 10?
I'm not sure, but I think
she's not lower than top 10 though.
I think if you reflect back to previous podcasts, I am a fan of this. I don't think you should reward, the behavior of like losing as well as inactivity. I think that yes, she has done amazing things as her time as a champion, but once again, inactivity. She has lost to Rose. She has lost to Zhang Weili, if I'm not mistaken. So at the end of the day, I mean, you can't reward that type of actions by remaining, high in the rankings. I mean, they try to do that with Conor McGregor. Everybody knows what's going on there.
Oh yeah, he's just a payday dude. Come on.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, at the end of the day, same story with Joanna. Past prime.
Oh, oh, that's the smooth said that.
I did.
I don't know. Hopefully she comes back and maybe they'll give her like a top 5 also where she's at too. So I want to see. Yeah.
She's a money fight. I just think maybe peaked.
I don't know. Kind of too after that war with Weili Zhang, where her forehead was like, from all that what was it, the blood or the liquid that was in her forehead? The hematoma, dude. Take some time off, bro. Like that is
for sure. I mean, for sure, right? Absolutely. But also, too, like, time is time. And the rankings are fluid. They consistently change,
Yeah. You
and
can't hold that spot,
start dropping.
Yeah, I agree with that, but let it reinstate her whenever she gets back,
Yes, sir.
Run it.
All right, next up, there's a statue, I believe, in Vegas, and Mike Tyson tweeted, "Finally immortalized. Thank you, Resort World TV."
LV, Las Vegas.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, Las Vegas.
It's okay. That's awesome. Although the statue doesn't quite look like him, none of them really ever do at the end of the day.
That looks like him.
You don't think so?
I don't think that looks like a young Mike.
That looks like a young Mike.
Like a young Mike.
Maybe I'm just a little picky.
Actually, I can see
maybe
it.
It
kind of looks like Mike Tyson mixed with Evander Holyfield a little
I just saw the one with Cristiano Ronaldo, and it just scarred me for life.
They did that one though.
And it still don't look that good. I don't know. I'm just a little picky.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's getting this statue. You gotta give the legends the roses while they're here.
Yeah, they do, man. I think he's earned that. He's rightfully earned that, especially in the world of boxing, I would say.
Yes.
Did you hear about Mike Tyson and the Paul brother, the older one? What's his name?
Logan Paul?
Yeah. They might be fighting in next
No
year.
way. No.
I don't
you know
wanna
what?
see that.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to, but I just figured you guys knew. But
no, man, I don't want to see
I heard
that.
it. When was it? The other day?
Yeah, I've been ducking and dodging that kind of news.
Nope. Let's go on to some real news. Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor. They're going back on Twitter, man.
This fight has to happen. This fight has to happen, especially for where they're both at in their careers. I mean, what better time? And just to kind of close the chapter on that book, I mean, It's awesome. But Tony Ferguson took to Instagram, Twitter, the whole entire social media, and he replied to the Notorious MMA. He said, taking growth hormone will do that to someone's build. You're mentally weak and your leg is compromised. You're fragile, frail, and breakable. That GH, growth hormone, gonna break you, kid. Keep pumping your chest, you cheat. Not the first time God punished you. You like picking on people and DJs? What the F, pussy?
This was Conor McGregor's reply to that.
Said, "Oh my God, God bless you, kid. Mental basket, sad case. I'm going to share your sacred wife's video that was sent to us of you screaming, crying as you smash your house up. What a sad bastard you are. No brains, empty head, losing streak, no management. Wife sending us videos in fear."
What is up with him and wives, bro?
Dude, I don't know. He likes to make it personal, man.
Apparently.
Yeah, and he continued, "Me and you are fighting one day, mate, and I'm going to end your life in there full of it. Sauce, money, power. I already won all the belts and the money in this game. I just want to kill one of these rats in there. It's the only thing left for me to do, and watch me do it only on pay-per-view."
Dang. Now, dude, like you mentioned, that this is a perfect fight for them to come back to the sport. Tony Ferguson lost, what, two in a row? One to Justin Gaethje, and then Conor McGregor just lost twice
And
to
to
Justin
Darius
Poirier.
as well.
And Darius, yeah.
Yeah, once again, perfect fight has to be made. Literally, the timing couldn't work out any better. And what really resonates with me, is Conor McGregor needs to be muted. I really don't enjoy the wife talk.
Yeah.
Any of the other stuff besides the wife and the parent stuff, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally all for it. But when it comes
not
down
too
to
personal, but just like
Personal.
entertaining.
just enough. Yeah,
Just
like
enough,
you know, I'm okay with you saying that you want to go and kill somebody in the cage. I was okay with Deontay Wilder saying that, like, they have that right to exercise. I'm okay with that. But, just don't talk about the old lady, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's
That's when the yoppers come out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the chairs start coming out during the bus.
Chairs
and
and especially when people start having money. I don't know. Conor's been known to make threats. It's very concerning when you have money to back up those things. You just don't know. Stuff's possible. I've seen enough Hollywood movies. You know what I'm saying? I got Netflix, bruh. I understand this.
This ain't no Squid Games, bro. What you talking about?
I'm just saying, people reenact stuff all the time. You ain't never heard of the copycat killers?
Dude.
I'm just saying, people try, and I just don't like the approach. I think it could be much better. But I like that Conor's focusing his attention on somebody more like Tony Ferguson and not like Dustin Poirier, who sat him down.
Who do you think would win that? If obviously they would fight sometime next year, mid next year.
The leg is compromised.
Tony.
That's the biggest thing.
You think Tony would win?
Tony.
I think if Conor never got injured like he did, then Conor would win probably 9 out of 10 times. But I think that
9 out of 10 times?
I do.
Really?
Because Tony
Dude.
takes so much effing damage, bro. Tony gets sat down more times than anybody in a fight. He just continues to fight back. Him and Nate Diaz are literally probably tied, bro, for as many knockdowns and getting knocked down in a fight.
Like so many punches taken, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But the thing about Tony Ferguson, though, his jiu-jitsu is like on a whole different level. He can ankle pick Conor McGregor in a second, dude.
That's if Conor doesn't put him out. And we've seen what Conor does to people. If he hits you right in the right spot with the right punch,
Conor would have to get him
you're
out in the first round because we know he can.
He would have to. Yeah.
He's only
But
he's
let's
a
not-
first round
But
fighter.
let's
though.
not pretend like that's not possible. Like
It
Tony
wasn't
can,
passable the last two fights though.
Tony can get
Ooh.
Tony. Well, yes, I agree with you. I'm not trying to defend Conor here at all. What I'm just saying is that Tony is susceptible to being hit. It's almost like if there was a parlay and that was the last thing you got to bet on. If Tony gets knocked down in a fight in the first round, I'm putting my money on it. You know?
Yeah.
I really am.
But, I mean, I haven't seen him getting knocked out. Yes, he gets rocked, but he's never been knocked out.
Everybody says Conor's the hardest hitter. I'm going to give Conor that
I would say at 145, though.
at 55.
Heck no.
Who's the hardest hitter at 55?
I mean, Dustin Poirier knocked him out almost twice. No, he knocked him out in the first time.
Yeah, I mean, you could sit somebody down, but that doesn't mean you have the hardest hit. You know what I'm saying? Dustin Poirier is not really knocking dudes out. Conor McGregor was knocking dudes out.
I don't know, man. That's that. I would say that was back at 145.
Yeah.
He only knocked out Eddie Alvarez at 155.
Poirier was at 45 too, though.
Yeah, he did. But that second fight was 155.
Nevertheless, mate.
The only one I
So,
remember.
move on.
Only one knockout I remember is him, Jose Aldo, in the first round. Like
Well, yeah, that
10
was
seconds.
a whole day. That was at 145 though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so we'll see, man. Let's move it on for what's next for Nate Diaz.
Oh, this is an interesting one.
Yes.
I have a theory on this. But Dana White took to the post-fight press conference after UFC Vegas 41, and he says what's next for Nate Diaz. He's got one more fight on his UFC contract. We're working on a fight for him. Tony Ferguson wasn't one of the guys we're working on, but we're working on a fight for Nate Diaz now.
So who would it be if it's 155? You have
Masvidal.
Masvidal, but he's at 170. I'm trying to think of that's Usman's division. I'm trying to think who the heck is at 155. Unless Nate is gonna fight at 170.
Yeah, I think the fight that's going to be made is Gilbert Burns. I think that's probably the fight that's going to be made because Nate Diaz is still riding towards the top of that division because he just fought, Masvidal. And
No,
he just
who
fought
Nate has been
Edwards.
calling out was it Luque? Luca?
Vicente Luque.
Vicente
he
Luque,
has,
yeah,
he
right?
has. But Gilbert Burns needs a fight, and I'm sure, I don't know. I just have a feeling that'll be
That one? Maybe. I don't know. Which
it's a
one?
sleeper fight, but
Here's this better question: what's going to happen after that fight? Does he stay with the
Ooh.
UFC? Does he go
now
somewhere
that's
else?
where I wanted to get to.
I
boys.
think
You're welcome.
he would probably he'll be like the Mayweather where he comes back for that one big fight, which is going to be the trilogy with Conor McGregor. What do you think?
I think that should be the last fight that they make for Nate Diaz. Nate, Conor, trilogy, end it. Now, I was watching a podcast earlier. It was Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson, and they were recommending for Nate Diaz to fight out his UFC contract. Then him and Conor McGregor do a boxing event and make the most money out of that. Now, that doesn't sound like a
What?
bad idea, right?
Yeah, for the fighters, yeah,
the
that's
fight, yeah.
Like grab Triller, have them put it together. That would be
Triller.
something that could happen. I'm not saying I like the idea. I'm just saying it could be something that could happen.
Triller would be like the
But-
most place that they get paid.
Realistically, I see Nate Diaz going somewhere else. I think
Bellator?
I think he continues to fight in MMA. I really do. I think he's still not done yet. I just have a feeling.
I don't see him leaving the UFC. That's the biggest organization. Plus, it would be the most in the MMA sport, I would think.
Look at Corey Anderson. Went to Bellator. He said he made more in his 2 fights there than he did in his entire UFC career.
But that's Corey Anderson. That's not Nate Diaz.
Right. But what I'm saying is Bellator is going to pay you more either which way.
Oh, maybe. That's interesting. That's so interesting. Bring it
Cyborg.
up,
I
dude.
mean, look at everybody goes over there. They're getting paid.
Oh yeah.
God, man, when you're speaking facts, you're
But
speaking facts. Dude.
Is Nate Diaz more? What's the word I'm looking for?
Like
A draw.
A draw?
Not a draw. Is he more bound to UFC like,
No, he's
or
not.
does he want money?
Probably
loyal.
Oh, you're saying like
is
he's
he
more
loyal
to
more
the brand?
yeah, loyal to the UFC, or
I
does he
doubt
want
it.
the money?
I doubt it because I mean, the UFC hasn't been the best to the Diaz brothers.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. And everyone knows that trilogy will make a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you especially have it at Raider Stadium.
Raider State. Oh,
Oh.
Shiza.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do. I know
How
exactly what.
how many fights does Conor have left in his contract? Do we know?
I'm not sure. Probably a couple, but that dude.
You know what? After
He's probably got an opt out.
he probably signed at least a 6-5 deal after Mayweather McGregor, so he's probably down. He probably needs about 4 more fights.
I would assume it's probably in the 3-4 fight range.
Because a 6 fight contract is pretty normal, unless obviously they can do whatever they want, but
Yeah.
so I don't know, man.
Me either.
All right, well, let's go into the fight recaps, and we had UFC Fight Night Costa versus Vettori.
What a shit show.
What?
Leading up to the fight.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Leading up to the fight. Now, the fight was great, but let's talk a little bit about the shit show leading up to the fight.
Oh, you're talking about the miss weight.
This is an outrage,
Okay,
bro. This
all
is a
right.
complete outrage.
Yes, Paulo Costa couldn't make weight, so they had to fight at a catch weight at light heavyweight. If I'm not
They
mistaken.
agreed to 195. He couldn't make 195. They agreed to 205. This fool comes in on fight day at 228, bro. He made weight to, light heavyweight. But then he bulks back up to 220 something, bro. What the hell, bro?
Hey.
What the hell?
You're the Joker makeup. I'm trying to like keep you serious right now.
No, you don't have to.
You're like,
I just don't.
yeah,
get
dude.
it,
That's
bro.
that's super unprofessional. But supposedly, Paulo Costa had a torn shoulder. That's why he couldn't make the weight. Which I'm kind of like, I don't understand
your
that
torn
one.
pec and your torn shoulder prevents you from sitting in the sauna and putting on a hot suit and running. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man.
I
that's
doubt it.
that's a tough one. But give it up to Vettori for
He's always
taking
got-
on the fight, like
Yeah.
taking on the fight. You know,
He's just always got
he
some
didn't
sort
have
of
to.
excuse, and that's where my issue is. And at the end of the day, like I'm glad this fight happened, and I'm glad it happened the way it did. And Costa came out and he fought his ass off.
Yeah, he did.
He wanted to win. He
Oh, yeah.
came to fight.
Yes.
I'm not saying he didn't.
It was actually a great fight, to be honest. It was a great fight night. The main event delivered. I thought because of what was going on throughout the week with Paulo Costa, I was like, dude,
He's
it's
just selling
creating
a-
more eyeballs on the fight, and everyone wants to see what the heck is going to happen. So I guess it kind of worked out in that sense, but
Yeah.
it was just like, dude, you can't make weight. Come on, bro.
Even Dana White said, like, with all the bullshit, it still made it more entertaining, and that's a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
I just think when it comes to Paulo Costa, he's trying to sell a product that's not necessarily 100% genuine. Like, it's a front. It's not quite what you get. You get a good fighter, but in reality, you're not going to get a champion.
Dude,
This dude's not top of the top.
Dude,
saying.
well, hold on. He started really, really good in the first round, right? Landing those vicious leg kicks to the Vettori's body, and I was like, dude, Paulo Costa wants to knock him out in the first round, easy. And almost did with that
He
the head
almost
kick, dude.
He almost did.
I want to say in the fourth or third round,
Something like that.
and I want to say closer to the fourth, but landed that head kick. I thought he was gonna get Vettori out. I was like, dude, Vettori was doing so good from the end of the first, second, and the third, and I'm like, that head kick lands, and I'm like, oh my god, I thought he was gonna get knocked out. Then Paulo Costa turns up the heat in the fifth round and wins that, dude. It was a fantastic fight. I'm just
No,
saying.
it was a fantastic fight. I don't want anything to take away from that.
Yeah.
I'm just a little bummed out about Paulo Costa and how he holds himself and like the image that he's trying to create. And if you want to be a UFC champion and a professional, you don't do those things. You just pull out the fight, bro.
You don't. But he
Don't make yourself
gave
look even worse.
20% of his purse to Vettori, which is, I mean, what did Vettori say? He's like, I'm going to buy myself a nice watch off of that.
There's a video that Vettori posted after the fight, and he was drinking some Italian wine, and he was like, I brought this bottle to give to Costa, but since he's an asshole, I'm gonna drink it myself. So he started drinking it.
Classic,
Damn.
man, classic. All right, so what do we have here? We have Dana White on Marvin Vettori at the UFC Vegas 41 press conference.
He said, "We were trying to keep this fight alive, and we make sure that it happened. And we couldn't have done it without a guy like Vettori. Vettori acted like an absolute professional stud. A guy's incredible to work with this week. That's why this fight happened." And Brett Okamoto took to the
Twitter,
took to Twitter and said, Dana White says Paulo Costa will have to fight at light heavyweight moving forward.
Which is good. He shouldn't be cutting down to what, 170?
185.
No, 185, which is ridiculous. I can't believe he was actually making that. He should be fighting at light heavyweight. That's his natural weight
if the
class,
dude's
to be honest.
walking
Yeah.
around at 220, it's just a bit unreasonable to ask him to drop 40 pounds.
True.
And I don't think he's proven that he's able to do that in a consistent manner. So,
Yeah, move
All
on up.
good.
Move
Yeah.
it on up.
Yes, sir.
Moving on up.
So ESPN took to Instagram and posted that Marvin Vettori, 190, and Paulo Costa, 163, combined for 353 significant strikes landed, the fourth largest count in UFC history, and the largest count ever not featuring Max Holloway per UFC stats.
Yeah, that's how good this fight was, man. They
So-
were throwing back and forth. There was no stopping the action.
So Max Holloway owns the first, second, and the third largest count of significant strikes landed in UFC history.
Jesus.
Dude, he's about
By
to take
himself?
fourth place. Him and it was
Oh,
Brian
Carlo
Ortega
Lamas, Brian Ortega,
and
Calvin Cater.
yes, dude. I mean, when Max Holloway was on a tear,
Yeah.
dude, I felt bad for Brian Ortega during that fight. He was piecing him up.
Yeah, I feel bad for
Jesus.
Volkanovski because guess who's coming back?
Oh man, Max Holloway, dude, he has a fight coming up. I hope. You know what? I'm pulling for Max to win that because he needs to fight for that third time for that belt.
He does, bro.
He does. He
The
needs
best
to.
is blessed, baby.
Best is blessed, man. All right, let's get into some fight announcements. We only had one that was announced this week. We had Cynthia Calvillo versus Andrea Lee.
Yo, I'm looking forward to this fight, man. One, I have a personal interest in Cynthia Calvillo because she signed my poster, my John Jones painting way back in the day, and took a picture with her, man. I've always been interested in her success. She's continued to thrive. She's dropped down a weight class and even does even better. So I'm just excited to see how she does. I'm so sad that the UFC suspended her one time for smoking that green stuff. What a bummer. You know what I'm saying? But now it's legalized, so, you know, where's the compensation?
It's weird because also Nick Diaz was out for 5 years because of that.
That's what I'm saying,
I'm
man.
like, dude, they should give him 5 years back.
Something.
Right? Something like, hey,
bro.
I'm sorry. Vegas is sorry. But what were we going to say, Hector?
Oh, I was just talking about the next one that you.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, man. Talk about the next fight.
Oh, Lopez versus Cambosis on the Zone, November 27th. So the odds for this fight on Alpha FanDuel, Teofimo Lopez is minus 1,400.
What?
To George Cambosis plus 640.
Kind of rightfully
Like,
deserved.
kind of right. Because
Did you see Teofimo Lopez take that huge body shot from the big
the
weightlifter?
world's strongest man.
Yes, he took a punch to the stomach from the world's strongest man.
Oof.
Yes, I was like, dang. And then Teofimo Lopez returned one, and the other guy was just like, ah.
I know.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
seriously,
man.
bro. Like,
Yeah,
if
that's
you can make the mountain man flinch, you
Ooh,
got a strong punch,
Mount,
bro.
okay, the guy from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I get
yes.
you. Yeah. That's gonna be a good fight, though.
Yes, it is, man. All right, last fights this weekend.
Yes, sir.
UFC 267. Now, this is headlined by 2 title fights.
Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira, and for the next bout is Peter Yan versus Corey Sandhagen, and that's for the interim belts. And following that, we got Makhachev Islam versus Dan Hooker, and we also have Lee versus Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev. Welcome back.
Yes. Now,
What
I
a
had a little, for the times, hopefully this pops up, yes. Out here in the West Coast, the prelims are starting at 7:30 in the morning.
What?
And the pay-per-view, which I believe it's going to be free on ESPN Plus, it's going to start at 11 a.m. because they are fighting in Abu Dhabi.
Looks like I'm going into work late.
Man, so yeah, I'm excited, dude. The card looks pretty stacked. We have Islam Makhachev, Alexander Volkov versus Tybura, which is gonna be a good one right there.
That one's a good one too, yeah.
Isn't that Makhachev guy? What's his face? His protege.
Khabib's, yeah, like Khabib's protege, yeah, right?
Yeah, it's his protege right there.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of these, man. But
I'm
yeah,
going for Dan Hooker, bro.
you're going for Dan Hooker on that fight?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, I'll bet you on that one if you want.
Nah.
No, they're just being trained by Khabib Hex now, bro.
Hex, no.
No, man. But anywho, dude, I'm excited. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this, especially how it's free 99. You know,
Oh, we always like that free 99.
Oh yeah.
because
Without
we're.
a 5-finger discount,
I know,
perfect.
because we're ringside boys.
You know it.
Dude, well, that song has been stuck in my head since like the last couple days. You ever heard that Island Boy once? Because I'm
Yes.
an Island Boys. Island Boys.
It's all over TikTok.
Scratch
bro.
that. It's all over, man. And I'm like, dude, I cannot get it out of my head, so I'm gonna remix it. You can do that remix with anything,
The
right?
ringside boys.
The ringside boys. We're the ringside boys.
Sup with it?
you can have this. Look at the water boys. We can have the water.
Oh my god, no.
Dude, I'm telling you, that song, once you hear it, you cannot get it out of your head. I don't know what it is. But now our fans are going to be like, dude, you bunch of casuals, all right?
We're on TikTok, all right?
Yes. All right, man. Well, dude, let's wrap it up a little early. A nice little short episode for our fans. Thank you for joining us for the Halloween episode 54 of the Ringside Beer Show. And again, let's remind the fans where they can get some Ringside Beer before we send them off, man.
Pretty soon it will be coming near you. But as of right now,
Yes.
Ringside Beer is available in these locations: McGrath's Irish Ale House on Lakewood Main Street in Bradenton, Florida. Evie's Tavern on Main Street in Sarasota, Florida. 3 different locations. Food and beer. We got Sarasota, Florida, as well as Bradenton. And you can order online, TotalWine.com. Get in the ring. Be ringside.
Ringside Beer. We love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. And enjoy your Halloween. Be safe, people. We love you.
Whoa.
Woo. Don't. Oh, get him. Get him.
No more ghosts, please.
No more
No
ghosts.
more ghosts, please. No more ghosts, please.
Because we're Ringside Boys. Hit him with the remix. Here we go. Hector, give him. Give it to him one time. Give it to him.
Hey, Ringside Beer. We coming through and we loud and proud. Hey, drink it up. Because we drinking up. Get you a cup at McGrath's Irish Ale House or Evie's Tavern. Hey.
Later, guys. Love you. Bye.